So, Mr. Bronson, where were we?
Terrified, I think.
I think we were talking about the Valachi Papers.
Getting permission to work in the city. You've had a tough life. I read quite a bit about you, and do you have any scars anywhere? Have you been maimed in the years that you've bummed, as they say, bummed around?
This isn't always what makes a life tough. I saw that film clip of Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
Now, there was a boy living a tough life.
Even though he had a great
no
deal of money.
No scars, nothing, but they're there, you know.
Yeah.
That's a tough life as well.
Yes, you can have a privileged tough life and a unprivileged tough life. But yours was certainly not a wealthy one by any means. Have you been battered up then? I mean, do you actually bear any physical wounds?
A few, yeah.
Yeah. Love to know what they are. What my chances are of finding out, I don't know at this moment.
When I was a kid, I used to ride freight trains. And in my hometown, a few other boys and myself, we robbed the company store. Took a freight train, and we got caught about 300 miles away, and I was shot off a boxcar. But it was
shot or shoved?
Shot.
Shot off a boxcar.
And I have that one. It's right here, that wound. And I have many others, of course, but they're not that much. Not that much to talk about.
How were you shot off a boxcar? A railroad police?
A railroad policeman, detective. In those days, they received $2 for every man they caught in the freight yards. And the justice of the peace would receive $2 for sentencing. It was that kind of thing.
That's sort of a bounty.
He said he fired to get us to stop. He didn't mean to hit me. And it wasn't much, because the bullet just fell right out. After a little while, I mean, nobody had to pull it out. It was stuffed here, and it was a handgun, and it wasn't that powerful.
Did you think you were finished when it happened then?
No, I didn't think I was finished. One of the boys, of course, I thought he was finished, because we were riding on the bumper of the freight train like this, and he had his feet up on the bumper of the other car. And as the back shifter pushed, the cars would come together like that. As we were going like that, his leg straightened out, and the back shifter pushed this part of his leg up into here.
Oh.
You know. So this is why we had trouble getting off the boxcar before the guy could catch us.
Yeah. That would slow you up.
He slowed us up.
Hopping a freight always seemed so romantic as a kid, and I know my grandfather used to do it, and I have an uncle who used to ride what they call blind baggage. Do you know what blind baggage is from hooking a train? And but every third person you hear of doing it either actually had leg cut off or fell between cars or something. So
it's a risky
not
thing.
A good idea, boys and girls. What we're saying.
We used to jump on freights from standing on a bridge that went over a river and a railroad track. We would stand up there and wait for those cars to go by and just time them and jump off like that about 30 feet before we hit the freight train. And we'd jump into coal freights, that sort of thing.
Jump into a coal car?
Yeah. So it was soft
wait a minute,
landing.
if a train is moving and you hit it, you're going to go right on the back of your head.
No, not the way we jump. But that's the way you jump.
Right. Right, a guy who does Mailer's Walk wrong would. You never ran into my Uncle Paul Richards hooking trains, did you? He used to.
I know Paul Richards, but he's not your uncle. He's an actor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There is one by the same name. Yeah. We're going to see a segment from the Valachi Papers right now, if it's all right with everybody. I guess. Do you want to tell us a little about it?
I think what you have is the wedding scene. Mm-hmm. It's not much of an acting scene. It just happened to be a production shot. It was very difficult to get an acting scene because they haven't got it properly ready yet.
Oh, I see.
So you're having a wedding scene. My wife, in real life, plays my wife in the picture as well, and she's in the scene. And Lino Ventura's in it. He plays Genovese.
Uh-huh.
And you'll see some of the other characters as they appear. I think Lucky Luciano and the man that plays Anastasia is in it. I'm not sure.
Let's take a look at it.
I'm not sure how much of it you have.
Yeah, well, but we probably will see. Is it rolling? We're going to meet.
Go.
Oh.
You're poised, I see.
You noticed this. Okay, I don't have to do it at this moment, actually. The lady who played your wife is your wife, Jill Ireland. We'll be meeting her shortly. Well, I guess probably not so good to talk about it, but when they make a movie like that, they must have to take an awful lot of advice from elaborate legal staffs and things.
No, that comes later.
Yeah.
Now, every studio I mean, every distributor in the country wanted the picture.
Uh-huh.
They all wanted it. But when the legal department saw the picture, they said, lay off. Now, these are the lawyers. They don't want the picture. They don't want the problems. But Columbia took the picture because Dino De Laurenti said, listen, if anybody sues you, you have trouble with anybody, I'm responsible. Direct them to me. So he's accepting it. Columbia's distributing the picture for that reason, also because they like the picture. It's a good picture.
And of course, The Godfather was such a smash that they probably feel...
Well, it isn't because of The Godfather. The Godfather is a good picture, and it is such a smash, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
But it has nothing to do with The Godfather. I think a lot of the information that Puzo got for the book, The Godfather, came from the Valachi Papers. Because it was Joseph Valachi who revealed everything there was to know about the mafia.
A lot of the authentic stuff
Yeah.
that he got. Yeah.
These are where the words family came from.
That's
No
right, when we
God-
first became aware of family.
Yeah,
and,
we have a comment to make in the picture about Godfather, you know, which is something that you have in church when you baptize a baby.
You'd admit that some of the motivation for wanting the picture out, though, would be the great financial success of The Godfather.
Every picture is supposed to be a financial success. This is why they make them.
Yeah. I like a direct answer.
Yeah.